Hi everyone, Marcela Basta here, giving you another little golden nugget for your life journey. Hoping that it touches someone today. I'm going to be talking about how it is unhealthy to be happy 100% of the time. I recently got an email from someone and she said, why are you and how are you happy all the time? How is it that you're always happy? And it kind of, I had to sit back and think, gosh, am I always happy? And the answer is no. I'm not always happy. Let me see if I could fix this. I feel like as we live our life, we go through obstacles. We have I call them hiccups sometimes in our life. We have tragedies, we have losses, we have things that in life that aren't going the way we want it to go, and it makes us unhappy. I think being unhappy 100% of the time is actually fake. I find that people that are happy all the time and they never want to show their true colors of unhappiness, that's fake. I don't know one person in this world that is 100% happy all the time, unless they're enjoying the pleasures of the green stuff that God has given us. Then those people are probably happy all the time if they're smoking that stuff. But pretty much what I have found is that we're all striving to be happy 100% of the time, and it's just not practical. It's not real. There was a time when I was miserable 100% of the time. And I think you've all might have seen my story already. If not, feel free to go over to my YouTube channel and I share there how I was and living with depression. And so there was a time when I was unhappy 100% of the time. I don't remember ever feeling any happiness or joy in any part of my life within that 4-year span, I would say 3 to 4 year span when I started going through that. And so it's not okay to be miserable 100% of the time either. So there has to be a delicate balance. And this is where I think the life balance, the work life, happiness, joy, unhappiness balance comes in. And the way you achieve being happy most of the time is by allowing yourself to feel unhappy when you need to feel unhappy. And so what do I mean by that? So what I mean is, stuff happens. We have situations where you're thrown curveballs, right? You're thrown curveballs in life. Something that unexpected happens. It might be a health issue. It might be a business issue. It might be something that you're trying to focus on building something, and it gets to a point where you feel overwhelmed and stressed out and you feel unhappy. At that point, it's so important to allow yourself to feel that unhappiness, to feel that frustration, to feel that sadness. I find that too many times when people have loss of a loved one, a death of a loved one, one of two things happens. They either feel unhappy for a short amount of time and then they're happy. And then what they've done is pretty much shoved that pain into their subconscious mind. And it comes up eventually. And the second thing that I find is that people stay in unhappiness for far too long and pain for far too long. So it becomes a habit in the brain. It becomes a neural pathway, an actual neural pathway in the brain, and it causes people to stay unhappy. So when you have those two, and sometimes it doesn't even have to be a loss. It could actually even be something to do with a work, with a loss of a home. I mean, gosh, we went through that with a loss of my business and my real estate career and having to switch, to a new business. I mean, there were times that I felt that feeling of loss, and it was so easy to stay in it, but it's also easy to get out of it. So being happy 100% of the time is not healthy. You have to allow yourself to feel the unhappiness, the frustration, the overwhelm. You have to process all that. And I've shared in several videos here on my Facebook page, or you could even go to my YouTube channel, and I share several little strategies that you can do, little techniques, some tools that you can do to get yourself out of feeling unhappy, feeling excuse me, frustrated. So there is a way of being happy most of the time, but I think maybe being happy 85% of the time is good, because you have to allow yourself to feel unhappy that other 15% of the time. There's a movie that I love. I'm just going to share this real quick. There's a cartoon movie that I love. It's, I think, a Disney movie, or it's a Pixar, I think. And it's called Inside Out. And we took it camping with us last week, and we were watching it. And there's a part where Joy, if you haven't watched it, you got to watch it. It's a great adult movie too, but it's a children's movie. And there's a part where Joy, she is what is in the child's mind that causes joy. She's just so frantically trying to keep this child to always feel joy, and is not allowing Happy, which is another character, to come in and touch things to make her feel unhappy. And what she finds midway through is that the only time she felt happy is after she felt the unhappiness, and she felt the pain and the sadness, and then she was able to come back to happiness. It's a fantastic movie. I would advise you to watch it. It's probably one of the better movies that explains how our subconscious minds work, and how our subconscious mind, how it controls us, and how it, projects our emotions. But anyways, unhappy or happy, don't feel like you have to be happy 100% of the times. Allow yourself to feel the unhappiness sometimes, the frustration, the overwhelm, and then you'll come back to happiness. You hit an obstacle, figure a way. Find a tool, and I have several of them that I've given you guys, but find a tool or technique to be able to get yourself out of it. So if I'm feeling overwhelmed, I brain dump. If I'm feeling frustrated, I write a letter, a healing letter to whoever or whatever I'm feeling frustrated about. If I'm feeling... hi Gabe, leave me any questions that you have or any comments. I'd love to hear them, or anybody else that's coming in. If I'm feeling angry, thanks for the hearts. If I'm feeling angry, I write a healing letter. I'm so angry at whoever it is. I'm angry that you did this. I'm angry that you told me that. I'm angry. I'm frustrated. Whatever it is, I'll write a healing letter for it, or I, brain dump it out. I'll just write a little quick letter. I think I shared with you before in another video about Abraham Lincoln. And Abraham Lincoln, when he would get so angry when he was president, he would get so angry at the people that he had to work with, that he would write a letter of how he felt, and then he would stick it in his drawer and never send it to the people. He would just stick it in his drawer, because he knew he had to get that anger and that frustration out to be able to have a clear mind and to be able to focus. And so I believe in order to be happy, you have to feel the hurt, the sadness, the frustration, and process it. Don't just feel it. Hi, Nina. Don't just feel the hurt, process it. Write it out, journal it out, healing letter it out, brain dump it out. Find the tool or technique that's right for you. There's times where I go into my bedroom and I just got to cry it out. You got that, it's stuck right here, and you just got to cry it out. Cry it out. Whichever way you need to feel the unhappiness and the frustration and the sadness, feel that first, so that you can come into the happy state. And I believe that God put us on this earth to be happy. I don't believe God put us on this earth to be miserable. He brought us into this world happy. I had my niece. She's my husband's daughter. She's only a month old, and I was holding her yesterday, and she was smiling as she's sleeping. And I've always said, oh, they're playing with the angels, but I feel like she's feeling this happiness right now. For her to be able to smile, she's feeling this happiness and this joy. She's only a month old. God brought us into this world perfect. God brought us into this world to feel happy and joy and love. If God is love, then love is also happiness. So find a way to deal with the hurt and the sadness and all of that, so that you can come to the happiness, and come to the joy. So anyways, if you have any questions, feel free to leave me a comment. Like my page, check my YouTube channel out. Feel free to go over and subscribe to that. I could put that link in the links also. And I hope that's been a golden nugget for you to help you on your life journey, your path. We're all here to transform. You know, I had a friend of mine. I had asked him one time, you know, what do we put on this earth for? What are we here for? You know, you ask that question at a certain age. And he said, Marcella, we're here to get to heaven. And it just blew my mind. I thought, oh my gosh, really? We're here to get to heaven. So I have to make sure that I'm living my life the way God wants me to live my life, and that's happy. And process those pains so that I can feel happy and joy and love. Because if you're feeling unhappy, you're not giving love. If you're not receiving love, you're not giving love. If you're not feeling joy, you're not giving joy. If you're feeling frustrated and angry, you're going to feed off frustrated and angry. And I don't believe that's the way we're supposed to live, or even meant to live. So, so anyways, there it is. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for checking in, and feel free to, you could even private message me a comment if you have any questions, and we'll hope to see you on the next one. All right, take care. God bless, and remember that happiness is a choice. Your choice. Take care. Bye, guys.